Hello and welcome to my channel again. Today we have Audi Q7 Quattro 3 liter TDI with the BUG engine, Bravo Uniform Golf engine. So today we are going to replace the fuel filter on this Audi Q7 Quattro 3 liters 2007. So this is the fuel filter, and I have already marked the fuel lines on the top of the fuel filter housing cover. So this one is marked as VF, and also VF is marked here as well. So this is the input fuel line from the fuel tank to the fuel filter. So input to the fuel filter and output from the fuel tank. And this one is marked RF, and also this one is marked RF here as well. So on the fuel filter housing top cover. So RF is the fuel return hose from the engine back to the fuel filter, and this one is marked as VM, and this is the output from the fuel filter to the high pressure fuel pump. And this one, which is marked RT, and this is return hose or pipe to the fuel cooler. So output from the fuel tank and input to the fuel filter, return hose from the engine, and output from the fuel filter to the high pressure fuel pump, and the return pipe to the fuel cooler. So there are 3 screws that holds this cover fuel filter housing in its place. One is here, one is here, and I have already removed that. As you can see, with some bracket, and one nut is here, and one bolt is here at the back of the filter housing. Okay, as you can see, the fuel filter lines are marked as number 1, 2, 3, 4. So this one is going to be VF, supply hose to fuel filter. Number 2 is going to be RF, return hose to fuel filter from the engine. So number 3 is going to be VM supply hose to the engine. Number 4, this one is going to be RT, this one return hose to fuel cooler. And also these are marked on the top of the fuel filter housing too. Okay, as you can see, this is the fuel supplying line from the fuel tank, and it's marked as VF. And this one is a fuel return line from the engine, and it's marked as RF. This one, the mark can be seen very slightly, very difficult to say. It's marked as VM. This one, this is the supply line to the high pressure fuel pump, and this one is marked, let me, if I can show you, as RT, and this is the fuel return line to fuel cooler. And before you open this screws, make sure you drain the fuel into a cup or jar, something, to prevent from any spillage. So I have drained in the cup, I have drained the fuel into a cup. Okay, as you can see, this bottom is broken. So when this is out of its base from here, and so this hole cannot be aligned to this hole here, to this hole. Oh my god, this is too tight. New filter elements, so I'm going to smear this area with the clean fuel, and I'm going to install this way because that has to be outward. So okay, now make sure this dowel pins aligns this depth hole, this too. So that is, so make sure to smear with the clean diesel and then install like so. Okay, renew the bleeder washer too. So I'm going to torque this after bleeding, after the fuel system bleeding. This is going to be torqued 5 Newton meter to 5 Newton meter. So now I'm going to install the fuel filter and show you how to bleed the fuel system. Okay, as you can see, I have installed the fuel filter housing and I have connected all the fuel lines. So this is the return fuel line to the fuel cooler. I have only not connected the output line to the high pressure fuel pump. So this is the line and I have left that disconnected, and also I have connected the fuel return line from the engine to the fuel filter, and also I have connected the input line to the fuel filter. So now I'm going to bleed the fuel system. So I'm going to bleed the fuel system without cranking the engine by starter motor, and also without any scan tool. The easy way to show you. This is the fuse box located on the passenger side or on the left hand side, and this is the cover I have removed. This is the cover I have removed. This is the screws. These are the screws. So this is the fuel pump relay, fuel pump which is located in the fuel tank. So I'm going to remove that, and this tester is connected to the battery, negative or vehicle chassis. As I'm going to touch that here, and you watch. As you can see, this is all the time live. This is terminal 30 at the relay. Terminal 30 at the relay. The ignition is off right now, but this is live. And this is terminal 87, this side. And that's connected to the fuel pump. So I'm going to bridge this connector, this pin and this pin of the relay. So this is 30 and this is 87. So I'm going to use this relay. As you can see, this is 30 and this is 87. So the 30 is going to locate here or align with this female pin, and the 87 is going to align with this female pens. So if you don't have this type of switching relay, you can use this type of jumper wire with a fuse in line. So this is I think this is 15 amps fuse located. So I'm going to install this relay, and okay, right now the relay is off, the switch is in off position. So I'm going to turn that on, but I'm going to show you, because as previously I showed you, this is the output to the high pressure fuel pump. So I'm going to turn this on, As you can see, the fuel has emerged, as you can see, and the fuel filter is filled up. So now I'm going to turn this off. So I have turned this off, and now the fuel flow is stopped. This is the best way to fill the new fuel filter up. So I'm going to disconnect this and install this line, which is connected to the high pressure fuel pump feed port here, and I'm going to operate this relay or fuel pump in the tank for a few moments or a few seconds, and then I'm going to try and crank the engine and see if the engine can be started. So if you go on the fuse box, this is the fuel filter, the fuel pump located in the fuel tank relay. This one, this relay is for the fuel pump located in the fuel tank. Not this one. In my car, on this one, this is empty, and also this is empty. This one is the fuel pump relay. Okay, as you can see, I have connected this fuel line, which is output to the high pressure fuel pump, and now I'm going to operate the fuel pump for a few more seconds. And as you can see, the bubble is emerging from the bleeder. As you can see. So now I'm going to torque this to 5 Newton meter and start the engine, if the engine can be started. Okay, I have put the fuel pump relay back on, and also I have tightened the bleeder screw too. So now I'm going to start the engine and see if the engine can be started. after many attempts, approximately 7-8 attempts, I was able to start the engine.